Hey guys, you know you've got them. They're either in the back of your sock drawer or up on the shelf in your closet. What are they? Chalk pastels. Even if you're not an artist, you most likely have a set, or if you're like me, you've got two. Recently, when I was working on the piece that we're working on today, I got the face colors down with gelatos, but I was starting to run out and I knew I wouldn't make it till the end. So I pulled out my chalk pastels and oh my god, the vibrancy. Chalk pastels have absolutely matched the vibrancy of any media that I have ever used. Look at these colors, it doesn't get any better than this. So anyway, let's get started. Let's just dive right in and start drawing. Okay, so we're first starting with our oval, and instead of cutting it in half, which we would do for a straight ahead face, we're going to take that line and we're going to bend it because we're doing a 3/4 face today. But like with a straight ahead face, we will divide it in half horizontally to get our eye placement, in half again for the nose, and then in half again for the lips. Now, as you can see, this time lapse is going super fast, and that's because on YouTube, the rule of thumb these days is that art tutorials should be about 10 minutes. So I'm packing 2.5 hours of instruction into 10 minutes, which is why I've created a separate drawing class just to learn how to draw a straight ahead face and a 3/4 face, a whimsical face, and you can learn it in two ways. And that class is on artandsoulschool.net. It's in real time and it's a free download for you to keep forever. Now, if you want to learn how to draw this face in particular, which is not only 3/4 but is also looking down somewhat, that instruction is in the Art and Soul School class for this actual face, and that all of these links will be in the description, and they are downloads that you can keep forever. Now, as you can see, I'm getting started here by putting that gelato base down first, which I talked about in the introduction. But you can easily use chalk pastels to get these initial colors down. And I found too that once your gelato's dry, you can absolutely put chalk pastels over them. So as we get going here, the rest of this class is going to be time-lapsed, and you're going to be listening to music. And I'm going to be giving instruction on text that will appear on the screen. Now, just as a sidebar, the eyes that I just did there, the black was with acrylics, and as you can see on the right, I smudged it. I smudged that pupil, which I'm covering now with gesso, which is going to present a little bit of a challenge when I put my chalk pastel background down. What is coming up are two very interesting mistakes that I made and their solutions. So please stick around for that. The first one is, what do you do when you have gesso down and you want to get the chalk pastels to adhere to that? I'll show you a trick for that. And the second mistake is one that added to the beauty of this piece, and I'm going to show you a side-by-side comparison to show you what I'm talking about, what was before, and then when I made the mistake, what came after. And if you have any questions, please ask them in the comments. We're still a small group, so I can answer them all. Okay, let's dive in and enjoy. Okay guys, I thought I would just jump in here and explain this part verbally. Remember, I said I made two beautiful mistakes in this piece that proved to be so helpful. If you recall, I smudged the black on the pupil on that eye, which meant I had to correct the outer part of that face with gesso. Now ordinarily chalk pastels would not adhere to gesso, but because we sprayed this piece with the Kmart varnish, it almost created a whole new surface. And it's going over that part beautifully. Okay, back to the video. Okay guys, well, we're coming up for the big reveal here. This is ultimately how the painting turned out, but this is not how it initially finished. This was how it finished, how I thought it was going to finish. But what I did was I took up what I thought was a blue pastel just to give it a little more color in the upper left hand corner, and I accidentally picked up a red, and I was like, oh no, and it was just, there were too many layers of Kmart varnish down at that point to correct it, so, or to erase it or whatever. So, but then I realized, wow, this looks really pretty. So I deliberately, it kind of created a brown color, so I deliberately took out a brown pastel and I created these shadows around the outer edge, and oh my god, it just took it to a whole new level. I mean, here's the old finished piece and here's the new finished piece, and it just goes to show that sometimes our mistakes are really such blessings in disguise. Sometimes you just have to go with them, and I did in this case, and I'm so glad I did. So if you liked today's class, please subscribe to the channel. We would love to have you. I'm posting new tutorials all the time, so hopefully I will see you soon. Thanks so much for watching.